So I started thinking, you know, how do you take that wonderful benefits, the wonderful benefits of the sea, of the Thalassotherapy Center, and how do you bring it home? How do you bring it to centers that are inland? How do you take that wellness and are being able to offer to everyone at the very affordable price? And bingo, seaweed was what struck me as the natural sea plant because it has such a powerful concentration of seawater. And in fact, truly, seaweed is suffering from no deficiencies at all. And seaweed is not only beneficial for your health, for your wellness, but seaweed is a perfect nutrient. Today, we know that seaweed is not only used in cosmetics, in pharmaceuticals, in medicine, in antiviral drugs, in industrial, in food industry. If you have had any kind of low-fat cream cheese or low-fat ice cream, you are eating seaweed without you even knowing it. Because agar, it's a species of seaweed, is used in all of, or most of the low-fat foods that need to be creamy. Because what makes creamy cream cheese is the fat. But when you remove the fat, it will dry up. What replaces the fat? Seaweed. Because seaweed binds the moisture in. It allows the substance to continue to be fluffy but fat-free. So when I started looking at all of that, I said seaweed certainly is the future. Not only do I find that seaweed today, we know it as we have, but I can tell you that 10 years from now, or perhaps even sooner, you will know that seaweed also will be not only the food, but the fuel of the future. Already, Continental Airlines have had a test flight with fuel made from seaweed. Did you know that? It was in the Times. So I see a great future for these marvelous sea plants. Seaweed is a rootless plant that attaches itself to the rocks or other items by hold-fasting it. Seaweed feeds itself by osmosis. So the entire plant of seaweed, it's called thallus. There's no roots and top. The entire plant of seaweed, it's called thallus. It feeds itself by osmosis, delivering to us the richness of the nutrients from the sea. And scientists believe that seaweed produces over 70% of Earth's oxygen. So without seaweed, we might perhaps not be able to even breathe. Now, when you have ever swam in the ocean and perhaps your feet got tangled in the sea plants and you said, oh, you know, what is that stuff, right? But there are so many beautiful seaweed plants. There are over, believe it or not, there are over 40,000 different species of seaweed. 40,000. Isn't it amazing? Can you imagine how rich the oceans are, how rich the sea are? This is the future for us because the earth grows poorer and the plants that grow from the earth are poorer every single day. Today, EcoCert, when we're talking about organic, there's nothing purer and more organic that's pesticide-free than seaweed. Think about it, right? Think about it, what a marvelous, marvelous food it is. The current research, and this is, if you can, I would like you to write down this website for yourself. I mean, the current number of research articles on PubMed are just amazing. You know, when I first started with seaweed and utilizing seaweed in treatments and nutritional supplements, people would look at me and say, seaweed, oh, what is that? That brown stuff, yuck, right? Today, when you Google it, when you go to PubMed, when you go to any of these wonderful websites, you're going to see tremendous amount of information. We use Laminaria digitata as one of our favorite seaweeds. It's almost our seaweed that we use in all of our products. But currently, there are over 742 papers on Laminaria that you can find on internet. Laminarin, a derivative of Laminaria, 611. Fucodides, 881. And generally about seaweed, over 1,813 articles about seaweed alone. Eating seaweed on a daily basis lowers your cholesterol, increases your whole wellness, makes your hair stronger, your nails stronger, your skin more beautiful and radiant, gives you more energy. Do you know that every Japanese person consumes more than 50 grams of seaweed a day on a daily basis? So think about it. If we can incorporate that into our diet. Now, for those of you who says, I will never eat anything that's green, and I have friends like that, you know, they say, you know, we go out to dinners and anything that's green, they get like shaky, you know, I think they can't stand any vegetable at all. I don't know how one lives without vegetables. But there are some people that just won't eat anything that's green. Well, you can take spirulina and seaweed supplements. Just make sure that they are organic, that they are freeze-dried, and you know, you can get it in a powder form, you can get it in tablet form, you can get it in liquid form, but try to incorporate it into your daily diet. I can tell you that you're going to feel healthier and you're going to increase everything, you know, your immunity is going to increase, wound healing, and all of those things really are important. As we get older, what happens? We don't heal as fast, you know. Perhaps when we got a cut, you know, when you're a kid and you get bruised and beaten and cut and scraped, you heal pretty quick. But when you get older, that every little cut stays on your skin a little longer. You don't heal as fast. So seaweed really shows, and research shows, that it helps with wound healing, with pulmonary, with your lungs, especially for those that are smokers, and we know you shouldn't do it. A lot of people still smoke like chimneys. It's a great antiviral, antioxidant. I mean, there is nothing more potent as an antioxidant than seaweed. There are articles that talk about leukemia. It is anticoagulant. In oncology, helps with colon cancer, liver cancer, breast cancer, and also it's very important for anyone that suffers from irritable bowel movements and Crohn's disease. So really, truly, it is the food of the future, and look into it, study it well, so you can really become a fan of sea plants, as I have over the years.